This is going to be the longest and best AI blogging course that you can watch on YouTube right now. I'm going to be leaving a bunch of prompts for you in the description below so you can go ahead and grab those for free and use those and the same ones that I'm using in my day-to-day business. All right, so welcome to the world's #1 AI blogging course where you're going to learn how to write fast and accomplish more things. Again, my name is Eddie. I've been a blogging coach for a long time now, and it's something that I love to do and I love to teach. Anything that has to do with AI tools, I'm going to show you in this YouTube channel. So this course is for anyone who is either an SEO, a copywriter, freelance, content writer, e-commerce brands, or someone who's just doing this as a side hustle. And you can learn this in any stage or part of your business that you're in. And if you have a team of writers, then go ahead and send them this video so they can actually learn how to effectively use AI tools. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is how to prompt AI for a great blog post. This is so key because a lot of people do not leverage this specific formula, which is called the role, task, and context prompt formula. This is going to help you when it comes to getting better output using AI tools. Good prompts are always going to be key when you're blogging with AI. You need to use the role, task, context method for better prompting. This is going to tell AI who it is, what to do, and the reasons why. So clear prompts are going to make the AI sound much better, and it's also going to allow it to hallucinate less. This is also going to help AI focus on what's important, and instead of hallucinating, you know it's going to go and give you the exact output that you need. And don't get frustrated if it doesn't do that. It's sometimes going to mess up. I mean, it's usually, it's just a free tool if you're not paying for any paid plans. Like in considering ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini, you need to kind of like mess around with it, get better, really learn the role, task, and context method. So just keep trying different prompts to get better results and change your prompts if you don't like what the AI writes. Using my prompts, you can leverage those, but then refine it as you keep learning more. So I wanted to show you an example of a growth prompt that I use for school communities. You can actually click and open this tab here, but I created this system prompt, and yes, it's not going to be basic. If you're using AI without giving it as much context as possible, then you're really not leveraging it to its full potential. So this is an example of a system prompt that I like to call, where I want the AI to act as a community growth coach, and people can use this to start a paid community or get ideas and course structure and how they can work with their clients. So essentially, we gave it a role. So you are an expert community manager with years of experience in growing and engaging online communities. Your role here is to guide a community owner in building and expanding their school community. You have in-depth knowledge of schools features and best practices. Then we gave it a task. So provide specific actionable advice to help the community owner grow their school community. Your recommendations should cover, and then try to add as much context here as possible. And then the context that's going to be below, which is a ton of information, is, hey, this is for beginner communities who want guidance and maximizing the platform's potential. Please help them create a vibrant and active community that provides value and XYZ. Then here's even more information. So I'm giving him even more to consider, just making sure that they only provide valuable content. They need to know that's all based on engagement, and there needs to be course content with community interaction. And this is just one system prompt. So you can create a ton of different prompts, but you want to collect these for yourself as you start to templatize your AI blogging business. And for example, I have FAQ prompts. I have blog introduction prompts. I have section by section, keyword, SEO prompts. And all of these things kind of happened because I kept on leveraging AI and got better over time and kept refining my prompting. So you really want to leverage this as much as you can. And I want to show you what that looks like, because you need to make sure that you understand the role, task, and context portion. So I'm currently inside of Claude right now, and I'm just going to give you a generic version of this. So I'm going to give Claude a role. You are an expert coffee barista that has worked for over 15 years. The task: provide specific coffee advice for someone who is a complete beginner in coffee making. And the context: make sure that even an eighth grader can understand this. All right, so we have the role, task, and context. This is very minimal, but this is a starting point. Now, what I can say here is write a blog post introduction using a one-liner hook and personal experience. I want the intro to be 80 words, and here's my personal experience. I'm going to say, I used to work at a mom and pop coffee shop, and now I teach others online from their home. Okay, and then you can even go further into this as a blog post introduction. So I'm going to say, include these keywords. I'm going to say no Starbucks, better taste, and happy. From here, we have the blog post introduction. I gave it specific details and I told it that my personal experience was I used to work at a mom and pop coffee shop and now I teach others online. I want them to include these exact keywords and I want it to be 180 words. So let's go ahead and enter and see how well it does. Cool. So this is really simple. So it says, forget Starbucks. Brewing happiness at home is easier than you think. I remember the first day that I stepped in behind the counter at a cozy mom and pop coffee shop. Little did I know that job would spark a lifelong passion for crafting the perfect cup. Now, after 15 years of honing my skills, I'm excited to share my knowledge with beginners like you. Through my online classes, I've helped countless coffee lovers discover the joy of making better tasting coffee. So this is a simple introduction for a blog post that you can do. I wouldn't always recommend like just copying and pasting it and using that. This is just a rough draft that you need to edit a little bit more, improve it. But this is going to get you from having a completely blank page to having something on your page. From here, I could even say this. Now, create an SEO friendly outline that answers the intent of the article. And then again, the article is how to make coffee at home instead of buying. Use proper subheadings and don't overdo the information. Cool. So we got a basic introduction here. So we have the intro that we already wrote. We have the benefits of making coffee at home. We need the equipment for home brewing, choosing the right coffee beans, basic brewing techniques, perfecting your brew. And you can add on to this or remove things, but this is going to give you a simple outline to get started. Again, I don't always recommend that you need to use the exact same information that the AI gives you. This is just going to get you 80% of the way there. So from here, now that you know how to do AI blogging prompts, it's really important to pick the right keywords. Now we need to talk about picking an easy topic or emerging trend that you can write with AI on. Now, choosing the right topic is really important because it affects who reads your blog and how you make money online. So this all comes down to search intent. Search intent is also known as user intent, and it's the main goal a user has when typing a query into a search engine. For example, if I'm typing in Google, how can I get rid of my blister? I'm more than likely going to expect search intent content on the top of the first page of Google telling me how I can get rid of a blister. And if that's not right, then of course Google may be wrong. But that is the intent and user intent behind every single query that people type in. And we need to make sure that we're answering that search intent that people have in our content. The easiest thing to do when it comes to blogging or just writing with AI in general is finding these low-hanging or emerging trends because it's going to have less competition. And the best thing is by finding like list post examples, think about 10 best things to do in California or 10 easy ways to make coffee at home or coffee alternatives, things like that. Or you can find emerging topics that don't have any competition yet. So for this, I'm going to show you how to do that, but you could essentially use Google Trends. You can use paid tools. You can go on social media and just look at trending topics that are currently happening, or you could figure out if there's a way for you to make money, whether that's an affiliate program, whether you sell your own products and services and you want to write about that topic first. Those are little things that you can do to get ahead of your competition and just write for easy topics. Look at topics that lots of people are getting interested in. So again, use tools like Google Trends or just social media tabs where it has the trending tab. Then you can also use free tools like perplexity.ai, which allows you to run 5 free credits every single time. That's more than enough per day. You can use Google Trends and other social media platforms. So Google Trends is an awesome tool because you can go ahead and enter any specific topic or keyword or a category. Let's say it's pickleball. And then from there, you can scroll all the way to the bottom and you'll see a place called related queries or related topics. Usually, what you want to look at is the related queries because this is going to give you products, items, tools, or things that people are currently searching for that maybe you could write about. Let's say it's an affiliate offer, let's say it's a competitor, let's say it's just whatever it may be. You can use those related queries that are currently on a rise and write about that topic on Google Trends. If, for example, like if you want to write about pickleball, you could probably write an article on Jula pickleball paddle review. And then from there, you can use the AI prompts that we talked about, such as creating the outline, using it to help you refine your content creation process, and just go from there. But this is the simplest way to kind of start ranking on Google is by finding these low-hanging keywords or up-and-coming trends that you could rank for. Now, this is really key because now that you have found these trends and you understand AI blogging, you're going to need to understand how you can do research and plan your content accordingly. So the next step would be using AI to help with research and planning. AI helps you find things quickly, so it can help you sum up articles, it can help you find important facts. And if you're using tools like Perplexity, which again is basically semi-free, and if you're just writing a few articles a week, this is going to be super useful. It can help you find important facts and data if it's only been like a week or so. So ask AI things like, what are the main points about topic in 2024 or in May 2024, June 2024, whatever the date is. Or you can also just say, what's new or what's happening in this industry, and then see if it comes up with any data for you that you can use for your content. So again, also AI can be used to make outlines for each of your posts. It can help you organize your ideas in a logical order. And again, if you're like writing about medical content, you can use AI to help you with that specific process. Next up, we have, so again, here's what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to put in your topic, get a full blog post plan in seconds, and then just use that with the free version of Perplexity. You can always double check what AI tells you, but make sure the facts are right before just trusting every single website idea that you get. So here's how easy it is. So in Perplexity, again, with the Pro plan, with the Pro tab here, you can look up to 5 searches I think it's every few hours or per day. Either way, that's more than enough. I can say something like this: I am writing a blog post about pickleball. Give me 5 most interesting facts about pickleball that are current in today's world. Make sure that you also summarize each point for me and give me the source. So here you can put in a focus. You can use search across the entire web, which I recommend. You can attach any other documents just in case, but let's just use this for an example. So what it's doing is that it's searching the web, it's finding the facts for us, and it's looking up interesting facts about pickleball. It's given us the pages that it's reading from. Then it's wrapping up the sources here, and it gave us all the content here. So now we're getting our answer. Here are 5 interesting facts about pickleball that are current in today's world, along with summaries and sources. So pickleball is the fastest growing sport in America. Pickleball has experienced explosive growth in recent years, with participation rates skyrocketing across the US. Then it gives us a source I can go into here, and I can kind of start to scan this and see if all this information is correct. We can link out to this website and kind of get an idea of like where all this is coming from. Now we have another source idea from this page here, and this is going to help you with the process of researching much faster than doing it by yourself or hiring a person that's doing this on their own, or that person that you've hired that could end up using this tool to help you and find more ideas for your content. So this is super useful. You can do this with any single niche. And again, Perplexity is basically free. So now that you know how to research content and how to use that for your blog post, we need to make sure that you write your content correctly. So I gave you guys a little glimpse in the beginning here, but we're going to test out different little prompts that you could try. And this is going to be regarding writing your blog posts with the help of AI. This is just some information for you to use. You can continue refining this process, use your own AI prompts. First things first, you want to ask AI to write parts of your blog post. You don't want it to write the whole thing, or if you do, you need to make sure that you're using super advanced system prompts. I'm going to show you a few that I currently have. But the best way to get started with AI and using it to write your blog post is you need to use it section by section. And what I mean by that is just using a specific heading and then having it write for that specific heading section. Because this is going to allow you to add as much context. It's going to let you really make the content stand out using specific keywords and line breaks, and it won't hallucinate as much. So with this whole thing, every single good paragraph in every section that you write is gonna need the main idea, the specific details, a really smooth flow, and then a quick little wrap up sentence in there. And again, you can add context to every single section. So as long as you tell it the style, the context, how you want it to write, I use personally eighth grade reading level, but all of that's gonna help you with the output. So make it also sound like you so make sure that you also add in your own stories and change some words if it doesn't fit your overall style. So again, making sure that you have have a boring paragraph, you can make it interesting with your own flow. Fix up what AI writes. So make sure that it sounds good and it sounds like something that you would say. What I always recommend when anyone is using AI tools is once you get that rough draft, read it out loud. And then once you read it out loud, you can start to edit some parts of it so you can understand that it would sound just like you. I also recommend using any specific SEO tools to help you understand what exactly you should write in that article or what you can include in there. Because using SEO tools like Surf for SEO or New on Writer or even Phrase is going to give you the semantic keywords. It's going to give you the word count, the images, everything in regards to your competitors. And you can use all of that to kind of help you with your blog post creation process when using AI. So for example, we have a article that I wrote from Surfer SEO, and I used just AI to help me and guide me. And it didn't fully rely on it, like I said, but we could see here that I got an overall score of 87. It's above my competition. It's not overpowering, like going above a 90. My word count is a little bit above, but that's totally fine. I made sure all of my structure looks great. It tells me how many paragraphs I should include, how many images. On the bottom here, it's going to give you the terms. You can adjust those things. You can get the outline. You can export this to another document editor or WordPress. And this is a versatile system prompt that I created. Again, you guys will be able to have all of these things, but I gave this prompt a role, a task, context, and I also made sure that it needs to give me required questions in order to use this. So I need to know what the AI needs to know what the blog post topic is, the target audience, the desired number of main points or sections, and any specific keywords to include in that article. Then it even has an output format. So I added all of this here, but you can remove things if that's not needed. Like we don't need a conclusion. Sometimes you don't need to include FAQs. You can change these things here if you really need to. But one of the most important things is your writing style guidelines. So I always maintain an eighth grade reading level for all my AI blogging prompts. You want to use an active voice, never use anything else. You need a direct and active voice when you're writing. You want to have at least somewhat of a conversational tone with that active voice. It's going to fit perfectly together. You always want to keep paragraphs pretty short, so 3 to 4 sentences max. You want to include relevant analogies whenever it's possible, or just some basic metaphors to explain concept complex. Then you want to use power words and emotional triggers to engage the readers. You can even include rhetorical questions to encourage reflection. And then I also said to use SEO. When I use Surf for SEO, I grab all of the keywords and I input that into my AI prompt so it knows what to include. And then I also make sure that it has additional notes. So you can see how long this system prompt is, but essentially I'm making sure that this is as relevant as possible so I don't have to keep refining it over and over again. So let's go ahead and actually use the prompt here. So I have it right here. So I have the role, task, and context, all of the information needed. I'm going to just copy this and I'm going to go back into Claude. I'm going to input the info here and then just press enter. So now it actually understands what I need. It says, before I get started, please give me the specific topic for this blog post, who the target audience is, any main points or how many main points. Are there any specific keywords you would like me to include? Is there any additional context to include, such as transcripts, talking points, or things to avoid? And the default reading level is 8th grade. Would you like to change this or confirm it? So before I start writing, I make sure that I use this blogging prompt and the specific questions that it's asking me. I need to answer those things. So let's go ahead and do that together. All right, so I have the topic, how to light a candle. My target audience is going to be husbands. I'm just going to give it 5 main points, and I have the keywords here. So not too many, but about 30. Then I have the context. Most husbands need help with this process. Yes, I want to keep 8th grade reading level. And then I'm just going to say, let's start off with the outline first. Cool. So it gave us the outline. It's given us the title, 5 foolproof steps to light a candle, a husband guide to instant ambiance. We have the intro, we have list of main points. So preparing the candle, choosing the right tool, the lighting process, maintaining the flame, safely extinguishing the flame or the candle. And then we have the main body here. So that's all that we just saw. And it's giving us some suggestions for infographics or visual elements, and then our final thoughts. Again, this is just the bare bones, but from here, you can start to either refine the entire article outline or just get started. So now that we know, I can say, let's get started with the introduction. Then I can add the word count. So word count, 100 words. Then from here, I can either continue adding some more context, personal experience, or just whatever information you want to include in your intro. I can also say include a very straightforward summary bullet point list at the end. All right, so we got a pretty decent intro. So it says, gentlemen, picture this. You're home alone and suddenly the power goes out. Your wife's voice echoes in your head. Honey, can you light some candles? And the panic sets in. But fear not, whether it's for romantic evenings, power outages, or simply creating a cozy atmosphere, knowing how to light a candle is a skill from any husband. In this guide, we're going to walk you through the whole process, and by the end, you'll master of illumination, ready to impress your spouse and save the day. Here's our summary. Candle lighting is an important skill for husbands. Useful variation situations, so this can either work for romance, power outages, ambiance. This guide is a step-by-step process. You'll be a master at lighting candles. So we can continue refining this and saying, I could say something like this. Hey, you know what? I do not like the metaphor. Can you make it less cringy? Something along those lines. And you can continue talking to this AI, but just honestly, just try to do as much as you can. You can change these things if you need to, but it doesn't need to be perfect. We just want to get this AI rough draft at least 80% there so I can add more to this and make it better. So now we have a really simple intro. Doesn't have too much metaphor in it, but I actually think I like this one a little bit more. But again, from here, you can continue going down this list. So now I can say, let's move on to the main body. And I'm going to say, now let's move on to the main body. And then again, you can say add these keywords and just add whatever keywords you need to do. Add any more context, add context, and do that as well. But let's just do that without it for the sake of this video. And then I can click on enter, and it's going to keep on going based off of the information that we already have. So now it's generating the info, preparing the candle, trimming the wick, proper placement, safety considerations, and boom. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Before you strike that match or flick your lighter, there's some prep work to do. Properly preparing your candle ensures a cleaner burn, longer lasting flame, and safer experience overall. So as you're doing this, you can continue saving this, copying it, and putting it over to your Google Doc or your content editor in your SEO tool. But that is probably the best way to use AI for your blog post creation. You can use the same prompt that I'm using, but you can see how easy it is when it comes to AI blogging. All right, so now you know how to write content, but you're probably going to wonder how you can actually create images. And I'm going to teach you how to do that in this next slide. So creating images is super important. You can use AI tools. You can create your own using a tool like Canva or Photoshop, or if you're if you're using anything, you can create images with AI nowadays. It's pretty simple. When it comes to making pictures with AI, and I personally use Canva, good images will make great content. So adding images to your articles, especially if you're using AI, is going to help your readers kind of stay in touch with your content. It's going to keep your visitors longer because they're not just reading a wall of text. They're actually viewing visualizations as they're reading the article. And that even includes videos if you have any, but that's not related to AI. And then if you use Canva's AI image generator, it's really easy to use. And the cool thing is that you do not need to be good at art. The best blog pictures are usually going to be custom drawings, cool photos, and any infographics that you can create with AI. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. So when it comes to making these AI images, you need to be kind of specific with your prompt. So let's say if you wanted to do a futuristic city garden, you need to say that in the custom prompt. If you look at this picture right here, I created that with Canva's AI tool. So I just asked for a really kind of vibrant cabin in the woods background. Then I got this image from Canva from the person. I removed the background. I added a shadow. Then I just said glamping on the left hand corner. And it took me less than like 5 minutes to do that. So make sure that as you create these images, you add in your own personal touch, and you can put in your own logo. You can add in your favorite colors, whatever it is. It's your business, it's your project, it's your content. So try to use Canva's AI tool, and let's go ahead and see how that looks. All right, so when we're inside of Canva, again, this is on the pro plan for the AI image generation. You can go ahead and use the elements feature here. And again, I'm using a website image size, so 1200 by 627, 630, 600, whatever it may be, depending on your website. But this is the one I'm going to be using. And I can go to elements, and what you're going to see here is AI image generator. I'm going to go ahead and generate your own. And from here, you have different styles. So you can click on see all, and we have digital art, we have photography, fine art. So depending on your business or your niche, you want to choose the right one. So obviously, if you're talking about like medical stuff, you don't really want to probably have like anime or like dreamy kind of vibes to that. You want to make sure you're using kind of realistic or maybe even cartoonish to explain things. But from here, I'm just going to show you what this looks like. So let's go ahead and do playful, and I'm going to click on inspire me. So dim lit room with people eating at a table. I don't like that one. A robot with a glowing visor. So playful, and let's go ahead and generate the image. And actually, before I do that, we can also change the aspect ratio. So let's do landscape, generate image. Cool. And now you can see that we're getting some cool little robot here with some visors. But again, this is the bare bones prompt. You can add in so much more to this prompt. But again, you could use this tool here, and we'll go ahead and have that there. And let's say we can expand it. The cool thing about this tool is that if you click on edit image, we have even more magic AI tools. It comes with magic grab, magic erase. You can remove the background. You can even grab text in your content, magic edit, magic expand. So let's say I click on magic grab, and I want to go ahead and click on that robot here. I'm going to grab the robot. And now that it's able to scan what was what, I can go ahead and actually move this now. That's the cool thing. So I can actually delete this if I wanted to. And now we have this cool little robot guy. Maybe he could even be my AI blogging companion. And from here, I can just add some text, and I can say something like, hi, I am your robot blogging buddy. Let's go ahead and change the font to impact. Gonna change the color. You can see how cool this looks. And we have that there. And let's say I want to go back to elements, and I want to add a background image. So let's go to generate your own, and I can say something like this. Create a futuristic space background that isn't overpowering. And I'm going to do anime just for fun. Change the aspect ratio, and then generate image. All right, cool. So it's giving us some cool ones. I'm going to go with this one here. I'm going to now expand it to the whole page. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to edit image, and I'm going to adjust the settings. I'm actually going to lower the brightness just a little bit. So let's do 25. Then I'm going to click on position, and I'm going to click on backward to get it there. And now we have this cool, really, really cool kind of background for this guy, my blogging buddy. And we can continue editing this further. We can change the color again if we wanted to, if we didn't like the previous one. And from here, you can just keep on adding more to this. So this is how easy it is to create cool images with AI. And using Canva's features here, I can add a little gradient or blur background for this guy here to make him look pop out or stand out a little bit more. So you can see how cool this looks. I love it. It's easy. All you need to do is just click on download and then just add it to your blog or your website, whatever you're using. So this is the coolest thing to do when it comes to creating images with AI. Perfect. So that is essentially how you can use AI for blogging. And after this entire course, you should now be able to tell exactly AI what kind of blog post you want. You understand that you need to use the role, task, and the context prompt. You can also tell AI to pick a topic that people will love, so find emerging trends, use Google Trends, use Perplexity to help you research and plan your content, or even Claude alone. You can write great content now with AI because of those prompts and creating system prompts. You can even create cool pictures with AI now using Canva's AI tools. And all of this together is going to help you create better looking content without all of the overwhelm, all of the stress. And it's going to be amazing for you to start with this process. So, if you want to learn more about AI blogging or using different prompts, you can watch these two videos that YouTube's going to have up here for us. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.